Welcome to Going Off Grid with Sandy and Steve. I just thought I'd give you guys a little update on what we've been doing. We've been cutting a lot of roads, and we're going to take you on those roads. And there's some places that we haven't sliced into yet, but we're going to plow right through them and show you the land that we've got. And the first thing we're going to show you is the field, because I don't think any of you have seen the field yet. But there is a nice little field here that we need to do something about. We've got a nice little brook down here, which I'll show you in a minute. Not a huge field, but good enough for a couple cows if we really wanted to. Don't want to do that yet. But this is right adjacent to the farmer's land. Nice guy. We met him briefly. Seemed to be nice. But here we go into the field, and to the left is the brook, and I'm going to have him stop the vehicle in a minute, and we're going to see a little bit of it, but it goes quite a ways. We own it a little bit in the woods over here too, to the far side, but he's going to back up so I can stick my head out of this vehicle and give you a little view of the brook. Really hard to see, but it's there. Now, we've had a problem with somebody shooting off in there. Just in the distance, you'll see a stand, a deer stand, I guess you call it. And somebody goes in there and shoots, drinks beer. We don't know who it is, but we're pretty sure we own that. So we've got to figure out what's going on. We want to clear all this off. I mean, we're not hunters ourselves. I mean, we could be if we had to, but there's no reason to at this moment in life. But this is a lovely field. Could get some goats and plow all that stuff down, but we're trying to fix the lawnmower, which you'll see later, that we were gifted from the neighbor, but it needs a coil, so we need to order that. It's only like a $35 part. So as soon as we get that, now because this line is on where the power line's off, we're not supposed to block it. So if we do put some kind of fencing in, we'd have to put a gate in there so they could get in. But we own the right leg and in between. So technically they own it, but you know what I mean. So now we're going to head back down. And we're going to go to a different road that we cut out. But the land is pretty nice. A lot of pickers in this area. But I definitely like to get in here and mow it down. But there's two sections to it. So this is the second section that we just are passing now. We notice that there's deer bait in that bottle right there. So definitely active hunters in there, which they don't have our permission. So we're going to have to figure out what to do about it. I mean, of course, we could just knock the deer stand down, but why? So we'll just have to figure that out. But here Steve's like, what the hell? We didn't give him permission. Well, we hear him shooting all the time. So, but the worry is that the person that's in there is probably drunk because we see so many beer cans and booze in there. That's probably nobody we want to deal with. But the farmer's got a lot of land. Acres and acres. Very beautiful. But now that the green is coming out, it's very nice. But we got a little rush to cut this all down, because it would be nice to drive down and see the brook. Which wouldn't be but a day to do. We just have to figure that out. But we just cleared this area up. It's full of pickers. We got most of them out. There's still a jungle over there, but we own some of that over there too. But there's a lot of areas that are low that are junglish. But back into the main property. Unfortunately, this little truck is digging up the road. I mean, it's good for the woods because it's totally matting it down for us and keeping the road fresh. But we're going to cut through this area now because we have widened the road where the tractor used to go so we can get this little truck in. So now we kind of have a new road. New area to explore. This comes right alongside the house. And you'll see little side bushes or brush, which we're hoping to get the chipper in there. But this connects to the other road right there. Now we're going to go down. It's actually quite a steep hill, but it looks not so bad in the video. And here's a little hill. And there's just no way to show you how steep it is. It's so weird how videos just... There's another road. Just wipes it out. So this is going to come out onto that other road we made. Just a different path to zoop through the woods. There is a few trees in here that would be nice for a treehouse. Have that treehouse people on TV come on down. Make us a treehouse. But now our 5-minute ride is now a 10-minute ride. Going through the woods, bumpity bump bump. Grandma's house we go. That goes to the other people's property. And then on the left of us is the farmer's yard. And you can see the woods aren't very thick. So there is just no place for a Bigfoot to hide. So I think we're going to be lucky about that. But the farmer's got some big ash brush over there. He could hide in there. But we don't want any visits, thank you. We've had a couple eerie things that have happened that make us wonder what's going on. So we have a stray dog that comes into the yard at night. And he's not friendly in the sense of coming up to you, but he will wag his tail at you. But he also goes, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, don't touch me. But I do feed him on occasion. I feel bad for him. So I think he patrols the area, makes sure things safe. This is like our favorite place right here to look. It's just like a lover's lane, kind of. You know, come here and have a couple drinks. Just look at the farm. So beautiful. And we've got a really interesting tree on the property that's got tons of little holes in it. And all kinds of animal life could live in there. This tree actually has people's names in it. It must have a big story. I just don't know it. I'm going to have to ask the farmer if he knows whose names are in there. There's some more brush piles. Hopefully it's not too hard to get the chipper into the woods, because then we can just put the wood chips right on the road. Now you'll see red things popping up here and there. They are trees in the roads that we need to remove. So we need to get the stump grinder up here too, which is heavy. So it's going to be a process. Summer's going to be long. But we're hoping to get the brush piles gone and the stumps gone out of the road. There's some fat stumps in there. But here we are alongside the house, And a different view of the orchard, which is coming along really nicely. I think we have one tree on this side that's not doing anything yet. We're still hoping. And but the peach trees and the plum trees are they're blooming and they're starting to get leaves. And here Steve is bringing us into the orchard, which is nice to be able to go through there. It will be nice when the trees are bigger for picking season. And then we're coming abroad to the house. Still got that tent sticking up. We actually want to get a dumpster and get rid of things, but that's going to be a little bit before we do that. So for now, we have to take trips to the dump and stick stinky trash in our car, which we hate. So I wish there was an alternative, but there isn't. Now here's my garden. Still things coming up. That nice dirt that I put in here. There's some asparagus from last year coming up. And then we had a bunch of seeds get wet, so we decided to stick them in the ground and see what happens. Hopefully something happens. There's our little stinker chickens and the babies in the back corner. And everything's still standing. It's always nice. I mean, always fixing things, but there's our sparse woods. That goes down into like a little ditchy area, which I'll show you in a minute. It's where all the runoff goes from the water. So, but there's our pantry still standing. And on the side of it, we still have the medical cabinet that we use. Starting to warp, though, so Steve's got to get going on that and fix it before it gets bad. But the pantry itself has been working great. Everything stays cool in there. I love it. It's a pantry from a different view and a fireplace that we built. And the sawmill. And there's the lawnmower that Steve's working on. And then we'll show you the other side of the chicken coop, which they have a nice run. Doghouse that nobody uses. And sometimes chickens come out, sometimes they don't. There's our water for the chickens from the runoff of the rain. And now we're going to go down to the spring. So this huge, huge tree down here. And there is actually a pool of water that is spring fed, which is kind of cool. Little things we're finding out here and there. But the rain really does a mess. This is all cut into. That's where all the water goes. But if we look down there, there is the pool of water from the spring, which is kind of cool. Cold, cold water. And then I'll show you this massive tree and his massive roots. I just don't even know how this thing is still standing. There's Steve trying to climb it, and then he falls off. But look at these roots. That is not boulders, those are roots. Holy moly. Have a good day.